Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between. Today we're in the backyard pond as always, hoping to rip some lips. But, I was milling about at the local store here and, just browsing the fishing section. Needed to pick up some worms, hoping for redemption from yesterday. We went at it hard for about 2 hours, got skunked. That's alright, it happens. It's that time of the year. So I headed down to the local hardware store to help something up my game. Hey, Kenny Baker. Good to see you, man. Shit. Thanks for checking out the live, bro. Hit that like button for me if you want. If y'all out in Virginia, I think is where Kenny's at now, and you need some HVAC work, go ahead and check his out. He does mediocre work for affordable prices. I mean, there's better people out there, but he'll give you a good deal. Appreciate it. Good luck with that, Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, look him up. HVAC, Baker HVAC, I think is what it is. Go ahead and plug your shit, bro. 100 people gonna see this, hopefully some in Virginia. Appreciate you swinging by and showing some love. Good luck with that pump. So yeah, after getting fucking skunked out yesterday, I decided to head back down to the local fish and tackle shop, and we picked this up. I don't know if this is any good, but we're gonna open it up. We're gonna see. Well, let's give it a minute. Let's see if a few more people join, and then we'll open it up. Hey, no problem for the interruption, Kenny. It's always good to see an old friend, bud. Hope you're doing well out there on the East Coast. Let's see what we got on this guy. I also picked up some worms, hoping to target some perch. I don't love getting skunked, and yesterday I got absolutely crushed. I'm gonna throw a worm and a bobber out, and we'll wait for a couple more people to jump up on the live, and then we'll see what we got about this kit. Like I said, I skunked out yesterday, which happens. It's getting that time of year. So we're out for redemption. I headed down to the local bait and tackle shop, hoping for a little bit of redemption. And today's the day. I don't see why not. It's not pouring down rain at the moment. We're gonna throw a bobber out. We're gonna look for some perch. Wait till we get maybe one or two more people up in here, and then we'll open up that kit, see if it was worth it. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so everything is a little more expensive than it should be. So I'm sure I could find the same kit for $10 on Amazon. But I like supporting local business, even if it means I have to pay a little bit more for it. Wow, pond levels are up crazy. We have had terrible atmospheric rivers the last few days. But with that being said, I'm gonna sip some coffee here. Water levels are way up in that pond. Let's dive into this, Unintentionally trending with my Stanley mug. This is what we got. Picked this up. We got one store in town. It's a country store. Sells everything from groceries to fishing tackle to spark plugs. It's one of the oldest stores. And this was a chunk of change. It was not a lot, $18. And I figured I could spend 18 bucks on damn near about a single lure. So hopefully there's some cool stuff in here. This is a Shakespeare lake and pond. Looks like, if nothing else, I'll have at least another case. Trying to open her up here. We got a stubborn zip tie. Two stubborn zip ties. Hope I don't break my gas station knife. It's pretty cheap. But sometimes you need a cheap knife. Don't act like y'all ain't never been at that mini mart picking up a $7 gas station pocket knife. We've all been there. They all have their place. Let's see what we got. Well, we got a whole big bag of getting fucked. That's what we got here. Nothing. I mean, there is just not a whole lot in this kit. It looks like we have one bag of Berkeley. Okay, we got some shaky worms and some power grubs. These are probably about $8, maybe. Yeah, Kenny, the camera follows me automatically, so I'm always staying informed. I'm up in my game, bro. I'm trying to be a YouTuber. What else we got in here? We got two little speed worms. I mean, tiny speed worms here. Looks like a couple grubs. These were, I mean, tiny little sea-tail grubs. One massive jig head. I mean, this thing is huge. This is probably 2 ounce jig head. So I don't know what they're expecting us to do with that. We got 2 baby bobbers. I mean, baby bobber. Like, it don't get much smaller than that. Was this thing worth $18? No, absolutely not. You know, these little soft plastics you can get from Temu for, what else do we have? We got some stuff in here. We got some circle hooks. It looks like a 3/0 gap hook. They might be worth a couple bucks. These are longer shank hooks. There's probably 8 longer shank hooks. Terminal tackle. Little tiny jig heads. These would be good for those like smaller crappie. If we were going for crappie, which I guess could be in a lake or a pond. Using those smaller sea-tail jigs. We'll see. You know, I'm not too optimistic about this. Oh, we got some slip shot. Bright chrome, probably 1/4 ounce slip shot here. I guess the box itself is fairly decent. It looks like you could clip it on to your fishing rod. But this was no swivel. There's no swivel. There's a tiny bobber. There's unpractical hooks. There's these little spinners that they might do something. It looks like they're already pre-rigged with the soft plastic. Got a Colorado blade with like a jig head with the grub. This is maybe $1. I mean, if you were talking like a yard sale, you could pick them up all day for 50, 60 cents. So overall, my impression of that Shakespeare kit was total trash. I mean, okay, so the only thing that looks like it could have some juice to it, or a practical use, would be these Berkeley power baits. It's got a 5-inch watermelon shaky worm, which I kind of like. I wish it was a sea tail. And then 3-inch tiger power grubs, which I've never heard of them, but they look like they could be all right. You know, goal for the video is to first of all drink some coffee so I can feel my hands. I wish this thing followed me up and down, but we're not that fancy, just side to side. Get redemption from yesterday. You know, I got that worm and the bobber out, and I'm hoping to catch a yellow perch. Let's see what we can get here. Yeah, all right, so goal of the video is to catch a fish using just gear off of that Berkeley kit. Not Berkeley, excuse me, Shakespeare. Shakespeare is owned by, I think, Ugly Stick. Ugly Stick is made by Shakespeare, so like I'm familiar with the brand, and it's known for its quality at affordable pricing. And I don't know if I just overpaid for that kit or what the deal was, but I got totally hosed. I mean, I guess if I paid $6 for the box, because it's a nice box, it's waterproof, looks like it could clip on to but overall it's just I don't think there was correct value there. So we got a Zebco, a little Shakespeare reel to stay on trend here. And we're gonna try to catch a fish using just the stuff in this gear or kit. First off, we're gonna try up this guy. This is just a jig, white color with a little Colorado blade. And we're hoping, let's catch a spot. You know, this is my goal. I'm gonna throw some time at it. You know, looking for redemption from yesterday, checking out a new. I mean, that looks all right. I don't see why that couldn't catch a fish. You know, you got that sea tail, that little Colorado blade. Let's, got some noisy ass ducks in the background. Let's throw it out, see what we can't catch. Pond levels are up crazy high. This is like the epitome of kid fishing right here. A little Shakespeare reel, 4-inch rod. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you, that looks pretty good. That Colorado blade's working well. That little grub is spinning. I mean, I feel good about throwing it. I don't feel good about how much I paid for it, but I definitely feel good throwing it. A little bit light, but we're not trying to throw it across the pond. Maybe. I mean, if that's what it takes. Still keeping an eye on our bobber. Really hoping to hook up a spotted bass, or I'd like to find those perch. Water temps are way down, dipping into the 30s at night. It doesn't mean there can't be an angry spot around. What the hell are you guys doing all the way over there? Let's move you up a little bit. Hey, shout out to the 6 people up in here. We just trying to catch a fish. This is my backyard pond. If you're new here, it's 7 acres. We got angry spotted bass. couple trout, lots of yellow perch, and of course the occasional bluegill and catfish. So far, you guys missed the opening. You can run it back, but long story short on that is I overpaid for a bunch of cheap crap. You know, I was hoping to up my game a little bit, but the only thing worth anything in that was the soft plastic and maybe the box itself. Got a little Colorado blade with like a jig, and my goal is to catch something using that gear that came with the kit. With that being said, we got absolutely skunked on yesterday's live. Threw about 2 hours at it and came up short. Just came up lacking overall. Couldn't hook up. Today we're looking for a little bit of redemption. It's not nearly as rainy today, so let's get it. Trying to turn on this live chat here. This is what we got. This just came in the kit. It's what I thought would hit most. It's just a little, we got a little willow Colorado blade there, jig head, white grub, clear water. Water's really high at the moment, which is great because I needed it. We got pretty low there in the fall. We're gonna throw this around. Swim him slow. Just for fun, we have a another rod out with a bobber and a night crawler. I'm just kind of checking the fit or the I was being a little bit lazy. I tied on a swivel so I don't have to keep retying every time I change gears. But that was affecting my action a little bit. Not a ton of weight on this, but it feels nice moving through the water. Breaking out my childhood rod. I think this was actually my dad's pole back in like the 60s. Zebco. Had to replace the reel on it a couple years back. Can only fix something broken a couple hundred times before it just time to retire. So in today's theme, we're using Shakespeare gear and hoping to catch a little fishy. I'm actually digging this setup. That Colorado blade spinning nice. The little sea tail working good. Feeling optimistic. We got 4 people up in here. If you like outdoors, this is the place to be. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Welcome to my backyard pond. If you guys didn't know, I also run a duck ASMR. So if you're here for duck ASMR, go ahead and smash that like button. We got wood ducks. We got mallard ducks. We got ducks swimming. We got ducks flying. We got ducks eating corn. We got ducks. So I was out fishing here last spring, and all of a sudden this Muscovy duck shows up, comes across and swims right up to me, and I'm like, what the hell kind of duck is this, you know? I don't know. It ain't nothing that lives around here. So I was like, all right, and he was friendly, came right up, ate some part of my lunch. So I started asking around the neighborhood. I'm like, oh, who's got ducks on the pond, you know? This is somebody's pet. Somebody's pet got out. So I'm advertising around town, asking around the neighborhood, going door to door, like, hey, whose duck is this? And nobody's claiming it. Nobody's saying it's their duck. So I'm like, all right, screw it. This duck is mine. I'm going to call him Frank. He's going to be my duck. We're going to be best friends. So I built Frank a little house, a little pen, you know. Frank can't fly. He's clipped. So build him a little pen right over there. Build him a house out of some old deck boards. Damn thing probably weighed 300 pounds, but it didn't cost me nothing. So, you know, and I let Frank be a free roam duck. You know, I'd lock him in his pen during the night because we got some serious predators. There's a whole series about it. Frank the Muscovy. It's kind of reminiscent since we talking ducks this morning. And I didn't have that pen built for more than a week or two. And my HOA says, you can't have that pen there. And I'm like, how the fuck did you even know? Like, they're like, you can't have farm animals. You can't have farm animals in an HOA. We're going to charge you $35 a month until you take that duck house down. It could have been more than that. It was a little while ago. So, I was like, damn, Frank, bro, you gotta go. Like, and I tried to tell him, you know, I go down to the HOA office and I'm like, hey, this isn't even my duck. I just found it. I just don't want it getting eaten by fucking coyotes. You know, he's pretty cool. And they weren't having it. They're like, it's against the HOA rules. And I'm like, well, I like this duck, but can't really afford to keep him, you know? Angie, good morning. Thanks for checking out my live. I appreciate you swinging by. So, the HOA is like, you got to get rid of this duck. And I was like, man, that ain't cool. It ain't my duck in the first place. And so I'm trying to find people who, a duck rescue. Turns out there's no duck rescues out here in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I might be blocking it. But on the other side of the lake, just past that rhododendron, comes walking up a blacktail. Looks to be a 2-3-year-old doe. She's pretty healthy. I don't know if you guys can see it. I might have to zoom in for you. We'll see. Come on, follow me. There we go. But yeah, so I was looking for a duck rescue for this Muscovy, and nobody came back. So I'm like, well, I took down the duck box that I built, right? So I didn't have to start paying fines. There's another deer right over there, just walking up. It looks like another doe, younger, maybe a year or so old. Lucky to live where I do. It's like it feels like a wildlife refuge at times. So long story short is I took the duck box down. Frank became an orphan, and I think was eventually eaten by coyotes. Possibly hawks. Oh, that must be her, it must be her baby there. He might be, you know, I thought that other little, it might be a spike. I'll zoom in, see if you guys can see him. Bloop, not on my face, too late. Hold on, we got this. No, other way? Other way. Come on. Everything's in reverse. Waiting for an answer. Angie, what are you waiting on an answer for? I think we zoomed in just a little too much. I think we spending too much time playing with that camera, hoping to hook up with the fish. One little fish can make this fishing kit all worth the effort, right? There we go. It's a little better. I don't look great in high def, and I definitely don't look great zoomed in on, so. That was one of them casts where it goes higher than it does. If you're talking about an answer, is this fishing kit worth it? Is it any good? The answer to your question is no. It was a terrible investment. You know, I guess if it was sold as like part of a fishing pole, then maybe. But the value just, it wasn't there. It wasn't a good deal. And I realized I purchased at a remote location. I mean, it might as well have been a gas station where they're going to charge a little bit more. Maybe if you would have got it on Amazon for $10, it'd definitely be worth it. State Park Lakes, California. You know, I've been through California quite a bit. Not the eastern half so much, but along the coast, you know, from San Diego through LA, through Bakersfield, up to the Bay, and now I'm up north in the Pacific Northwest. I'm not too familiar with the area you're talking about. Starting to see little signs of life on the pond. Nothing crazy. As far as movement goes, it's chilly. It's absolutely chilly this morning. We in the low 40s. I think this is the best thing in that kit I could be throwing, to be honest. We could switch it up a little and go with like a soft plastic, like a larger soft plastic. We might do that. I thought this would be the way to go. I thought this little jig with the Colorado blade would give me the best chance. But I think we're gonna go bigger. This is, hey, where are you going? Joys of technology. If you're too poor to afford a cameraman, you have to have an automatic one. And let's face it, AI is not all it's cracked up to be. It does all right. What can I say? So this was the best thing in the kit by far. We got 5-inch watermelon shaky worms, 3-inch tiger power grubs. I'm familiar with the shaky worm, and I think that's the move. I think a shaky worm on a jig head. Absolutely shredding that case. These are long. I wish I had a pair of scissors. I don't, but these are just shaky worms. I would have preferred a speed worm. This thing's long, so we're going to trim them down a little bit. We probably should just wacky rig it. Well, wacky rig it on like a shank, longer shank, and hopefully we can hook something up. There was no swivels at all in this kit, which is disheartening. They did have, I don't know, 6 of these little shank hooks, circle hooks, half circles. I don't know what you want to call them. The key is to just throw the plastic right into the yard, so you have to mow it later. Shoots nicely into the lake and gets that environment going. We're gonna feed a little more line off of here. This line's pretty beat up. And just tie on that. We got a little, it's like a half circle hook. I don't know if you guys can even see it very well. My fat little fingers. I like hold it the other way. Absolutely will hold it the other way. Yeah, just a little circle. Yeah, it's more like a shank because it comes out at an angle. We'll see what we can do. Let's get her tied on there. Is it even fishing if you can't tie a hook with your fingers numb and hands shaking like a leaf? We're just doing a simple, hey, that's my neighbor dog. I'm actually watching her for a couple days. She is pretty, but she is absolutely crazy. She has a bark that just makes you want to return her back to the factory. She's a good dog, though. She's smart. All right, we got this. Oh, I don't know what you want to call it. Soft plastic. AWAU3T. Thanks for coming back to the channel, man. I think I saw you on yesterday's live. Hopefully everything's going well for you. We're just gonna rig this the old-fashioned way. Just a simple wacky rig on a shank hook. Let's drag it. Let's see if we can't find a spot. I opened up this kit about an hour ago and was greatly disappointed. You know, I'm always trying to up my fishing game, right? Dogs are going absolutely freaking nuts this morning. I don't think this wacky rig is the way to go here. We are just floating. I think the best approach for this is going to be a slow spin. We're going to throw it out. We're going to let it sink. Then we're going to swim it a little bit. I wish they would have gave me some weight in that kit, but looking for bass, man. Just trying to check out this little kit that I bought. You know, check the thumbnail. The kit was absolute disappointment. Overpaid for, but that's what makes it challenging. You know, some of the stuff I would have never typically bought. Enough! Sorry for that. Hopefully you didn't have headphones on. I'm sorry if I mispronounce this. Sorry for yawning in the mic. The dogs are getting a little hype and it's a little early where I live, so I'm not trying to wake up the whole neighborhood. Bial? Hit the like button if I was close, man. Let me put some effort into it. Bial? Is that, I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm killing it. How do you feel about Mr. B? I wish I could, I wish you guys could talk to me. I wish you could just, once I heard it once, you know what I'll do later on? I'll go ahead and Google it and see how Google pronounces it. You know, I am a Hooked on Phonics member. If you're not from America or you didn't grow up in the 90s, you probably don't get that reference. We're going to try to switch up from the wacky rig here. We're going to try a little Texas rig. We're going to kind of feed him down on there, and he'll look like a stick just kind of getting dragged through the water there. I wish I had a Ned rig so I'd have a little more weight. But it wasn't in the kit, so oh man, no problem. Thanks for stopping by, watching me fish, man. I appreciate it. If you want to let me know where you're from and what you like fishing for, I'd appreciate that too. We just rigging that Texas style, give him a twist, try to make him weedless. If we're looking for professional rigging, this this definitely isn't that. I do like this Berkeley soft plastic though. He feels pretty good. All right, so we got a little 4.5, looks like green pumpkin rigged up. I feel good about this. You know, you gotta always feel good about what you're throwing. I mean, if I was a fish, I'd eat that. This soft plastic is really floaty. You gotta swim it real slow to get any kind of depth. Let's check our backup plan. Our plan B is always a worm and a bobber. That's always my plan B. Not like the plan B you get after a long romantic encounter. We got a worm on there. We looking good. We fishing. Let's try moving its location a little bit. We might pull the bobber off and go off the bottom. It's getting pretty cold. I think fish are getting a little deep. However, I think this perch that's the deep part of the pond. Right where that landed was probably about, well, 12 feet or so, especially this time of year. Choices in life. I guess we keep swimming that little soft plastic, hoping for the best. Hopefully, something crushes that. Hey, good night, man. Sleep well. Appreciate you stopping by and checking out the live. Hey, over. Come on. There we go. Volume warning. I'm gonna have to yell at the dogs here. I'll try to cover the mic. Hey! Enough! Get a chihuahua, they said. It'll be your best friend. I did. It is. It's just loud. Well, it's not mine that's loud. It's the neighbor kid that's loud, and she has this bark. Like, I would never hurt an animal, but I can definitely understand the want to. Nah, I can't even finish that. I love animals. Her bark just makes you want to pull your hair out, though. Imagine like a baby's crying, nails on a chalkboard, styrofoam crinkling, just the nanny from that 90s show, all combined into one voice. And that's what this dog sounds like. And I mean, she's a homie. You know, I share a yard with my neighbor, small lots where I live. So I got history with this dog, but goddamn, she drives me nuts. Luna, Bailey, that's enough. Once, and the problem is she's really timid. She's cool. She's a cool dog. She's pretty, you know, got this little white, fluffy face and body. And smart. She knows a few tricks. But the problem is she's cowardly. She's just afraid of everything and anxious, which makes her want to bark. And I've been working with this dog for years now, and it's not really my dog, but I end up watching her when my neighbor's out of town and stuff. And she comes over every night, eats some kibble out of my dog's bowl, and it's poor, you know, like a little relationship. So I'll take her to the beach, and I'll take her out doing everything I'm trying to do to get her, you know, some gentle exposure to the world. And I've just never had much luck building her confidence. And it's always somewhat embarrassing when your dog is just a complete spaz, just yelling all the time. And I'm not trying to traumatize her worse, you know what I'm saying? Like, not trying to make her more afraid of everything. Uh, I wish I had a moderator in here, but apparently we're talking about Judas, Trump, Satan, pattern, coincidence. Yeah, man, that sounds great. Who are we complaining about? You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I appreciate those comments, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it helps get my exposure out there. I mean, if you want to go absolutely nuts and talk about some wild shit in my comment section, I'm about it, bro. In fact, if you could wait until after this lives and then just blow it up, I'm for that too, man. All content is good content, right? I mean, are you even a YouTuber if you don't have somebody spamming your comment section? I just want to know what we're talking about. Trump, Judas, Satan. Pick a topic, bro. What do you mean it's all the same topic? Are you saying Trump is Satan? Are you saying Trump is a Judas? What kind of context do we have here, sir? And I can't agree with you. You saying Trump is Satan? Like, I can't agree with that. That's not an accurate. Now we hating on Jewish people, man? That doesn't sound cool. Like, in my America, we have freedom of religion. You can believe whatever you want as long as your religion doesn't interfere with my personal laws. I don't think Marxism works. Socialism clearly doesn't work. But that doesn't mean you can't have certain social aspects in society, you know? If you're trying to get me hemmed up on some bullshit politics, you're wasting your time, bro. Uh, Janet Ellen, that is the stupidest fucking thing I've heard all day. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're completely irrational. You're not making any sense. You're not making a logical point I can even debate. You're just rambling on a fishing live on YouTube. So how much weight do you expect that to carry? If you're really about it and you're really trying to spread a message, I'm for it. I don't even care if you use my platform. But you're not making any sense. You're just babbling stupid shit. Nobody's going to listen to that. So I'm going to politely ask you to not do that. I mean, just tone it down. If you want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. I'm here for it. If you want to just spew nonsense, this isn't the place for that. It makes complete sense to you, but nobody else. I understand you feel that way, but I don't think your feelings are based in facts. You don't have any evidence to support your claims, and you're ranting. Nobody's going to listen to somebody rant. Even if what you're saying is true, this isn't the platforms to do it. I really don't want to ban you, but I will. Can we just tone it down a little bit? At least give me time to reply to each comment. If not, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I'm all for a conversation. I'm all for a good conspiracy. But it ain't fair to everybody else up in the live. You don't get to dictate or hijack my fucking comment section. Even if nobody else wants to use it, there are people come here to watch me fish, not have you ramble about some stupid fucking conspiracy theories. We got 4 people up in here. There he is, Mr. Pickles, my moderator when I need it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, bro. I was about to lose my shit. I appreciate it. Settlement right now, we're catching a little bit regret. I bought this cheesy ass kit and it paid like 18 bucks for it, trying to up my fishing game. And it came with like $5 worth of soft plastic, $1.50 worth of hooks, and about $16 worth of just pure regret. But I'm out here, I'm working it, I'm trying to get a little redemption from yesterday. Got some live worms, letting them work, hoping we can hook up a perch. A little bit cold. Pickles, I really appreciate you handling that for me, bud. It really does mean a lot. We working it though. We trying to catch something off that. We got a soft plastic, can't go wrong with that. That's the vibe, settlement, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we went, it's cold. I mean, it's cold today. So we hoping for perch. I think there's zero chance I'm gonna catch anything on that kit. I mean, we got some baby bobbers, some hooks, some little... The only thing I thought would hook up, and we hadn't have any love on it, is babysitting the neighbor dog. Hey, neighbor dog. Was this thing. A little Colorado blade, little jig. I thought something would hit it, but nothing's hitting it this time of year. I threw him around for about an hour or so. We're just trying to find where them perch are. You know, I have a little piece of tech that I haven't used in a while. It's called the eye bobber. And what it does is, I guess we can talk while we fishing. It's like a regular bobber. No, man, I was at the, I guess we can call it the corner store, but we got one store in town. It's a country store. It's founded in 1850, since y'all here for a, come on, history lesson. And they sell everything from groceries to spark plugs, like a true, think of like the original Walmart, right? It's like a country superstore. And I was in there buying worms because I'm trying to get some redemption from striking out yesterday. And I'm like, all right, some night crawlers would be the way to go. And they're like, on sale, $18. And I mean, you got to realize this is a country store in the middle of nowhere. So, you know, I blow the dust off of it. And it's probably $5-6 on... No, to be honest, the $20 kit off of Temu would have been far better. I could have at least got a grip of soft plastics. And so I just went in there for worms, and I thought, what the hell, let's check this out, you know. I was expecting at least some, like, there wasn't any swivels, there wasn't any full-size bobbers. There wasn't shit in it, really. Yeah, that's it. That's my problem with the eye bobber. I bought it and I'm like, hey, this is, well, I think I got it as a gift, actually. I don't know how accurate it is, and it seems like I gotta reconnect that Bluetooth every 10 feet. But it's a good way to kind of check out where fish are. As long as you don't throw it too far, then it works pretty well. I gotta let these dogs out. I'll be right back. You guys are probably following me up to the house. Don't dox me. Hey. What kind of... Should we sing some Christmas carols in the process? I'm gonna refill my coffee cup. I hate leaving you guys on these lives, but babysitting the neighbor dog today, and she's a bit of a handful. Hey, chill out. Works this far. Can you? Enough. Jesus. Y'all ever put eggnog in your coffee? For the longest time, I thought it was girly to add anything to your coffee. Like if you had cream and sugar, your manhood's just gonna fall off. You'll end up at Starbucks ordering pumpkin chai lattes, which are absolutely delicious. All right, got some coffee, got a little bit of liquid sunshine going on. You can't see it yet, but it's supposed to rain for the next 7-8 days straight. So I mean, there's that to look forward to, you know. Where are we at? Let's check our little wormy. This guy's been sitting out in the middle of the pond for a while. Lots of debris, lots of water flowing through this time of year. You got a little chunk on there. Looks like, I don't know. What do you think? You think it needs a little more worm than that? I don't think so. I think if we're going to get something that's the perfect size, but we're going to throw him. They ain't. If you're following me for my grammar, this isn't the ticket. I think we're going to throw right about there. Just past the weed line. Here are otters. They make a certain high pitch chirp. And it's real distinct. Once you know what it is, you know what it is. And I heard otter somewhere, but I don't know. Normally they live down by the storm drain. Storm drain is just over there. I'm trying to drink some coffee, warm up a little bit. Go back to that kit. Really want to catch something. I'm really looking forward to it. So I don't know. I am a creature of habit. I don't venture out of my norms too much. But I think the speed worm, he's not a speed worm. He's more like a shaky head. We'll see. Let's throw him around. We'll so much stuff in the water. I like the way this thing's rolling. He's rolling a little bit. Looks good moving through the water. Hopefully you guys are keeping an eye on that bobber for me. Fishing season might be coming to an end. Or at least slowing down. So you guys ready for some confession time? If you've been here and you're an OG, you know I like to tell stories on these lives, and for some reason my number got leaked to, not the internet, I wouldn't care about that, but to these like robo call centers, right? And everybody, I personally blame Google. I actually just got a new phone not that long ago because I enjoy donating them to either the ocean, the forest, or some body of water. It seems like I gotta go through a new phone every 6 months. That's why I don't buy the expensive ones. But even, all right, we'll stay on topic here. Seems like every time I get a new phone, it starts all over, and I don't change numbers. It seems like Google probably just whores out my information, and I get all these calls from, it's not even relevant. It's just a lot of Part A, Part B Medicaid. And I used to just, give that standard response of like, screw you, don't call me, how'd you get this number? But those call centers are like immune to that. And they're also used to people wasting their time. That seems to be another trend. How much of these call centers' time you can waste. And I'm here for that. I mean, that definitely has its place. But it's not, I feel like it's been done, Like, I feel like people have, like, that's the standard when you're going to troll these call marketers. The standard is just to give them fake names. And so long story short is I like to hit on them. And if it's a dude, I still like to hit on them. And it just makes them terribly uncomfortable. And if they're using an automated like voice, I'll hit on the voice, right? Because they always use a female voice. Hi, this is Emily. I'd like to talk to you about Part A, Part B Medicaid. And you're like, damn, Emily, you sound fly as fuck. Let me slide up into your DMs. Can I buy you some coffee sometime? The key is you can't go too hard too fast, right? You gotta ease into it. And that's a good way to get hung up on almost immediately. So, but it's still fun because there's a dude on the other end of the line listening to it. But it's a lot more fun if it's a live person. Then you got this guy from a call center, and he's definitely not. I mean, let's be honest here. It's a guy from India, and the best thing to do is hit on him. You can just make it totally, and they're all named Mike, right? Hi, this is Mike from Medicaid. And then you just interrupt him mid, because they're reading these scripts, and you just interrupt him mid-script, and you're like, hey, Mike, has anybody ever told you you have a beautiful voice? And so that opens him up a little, right? He stops reading the script, and it throws him off. He feels really awkward. And then you start escalating it, like, hey, Mike, I'd really like to get to know you. Your voice, and then he tells you you're a male, and then you tell him, that's okay, you can be my wife, and you'll buy him jewelry. And it's a great way to kill time, and it makes for the most awkward conversation ever. Like, they're used to getting called every name in the book. So you just gotta kill them with kindness, right? You gotta sweet talk them a little bit. Make them feel just very uncomfortable. I guess that's my goal. Is just to make them, when they go into their break room, they're gonna tell stories about this guy who just started hitting on them. I think that's my story. That's my TED Talk. Thank you for listening. I definitely enjoy hitting on telemarketers. Well, I'm only going to throw the same thing 1,000 times before I feel rejected. So we're going to switch this out to a different yeah, pickles. It's a problem, and like I'm a compassionate or empathetic guy, right? Like, how are you going to be mad at the guy trying to support his family, right? So he's working some call center in India. It's probably 100 and something degrees. The other guy named Mike next to him has BO, and it's probably a terrible job. People telling you to go F yourself all day. So I like to be compassionate, but there's two sides to that coin, because if you're compassionate and you're nice to them, and they still don't remove you from the call list, then that's fucked up and they deserve to be trolled, right? we're gonna switch it up a little bit. We got these things, and they're pretty cool looking. I don't know. I mean, this was pretty much the highlight of the kit. It came with this big old bag of Berkeley soft plastics. And we got 3 of these guys. And you're like, what is it? And it is a 3-inch Tiger Power Grub. Fish hold on 18 times longer. Available now. But I mean, he's cool. Look at that guy. He got, I mean, a little orange coloring. A little popper-like head. I mean, hell yeah, let's get it. If I was a fish at that. But we're gonna cut off this circle hook. We're gonna tie on a jig head. This kit came with some jig heads. You can always tell it's wintertime fishing when you're trying to tie a hook with frozen fingers, snot pouring out of your face. But hey, we're here for it if you're here for it. Let's get it. I mean, it came with this jig head, and I don't like it. I feel like it's a monster. I mean, this is the jig head it came with. This thing's probably 2 ounce. Nice sharp hook though. Probably a 2-aught gap. And the name of the kit was Lake and Pond. So I don't know what this definitely looks more like a saltwater jig head. I mean, that thing's a absolute tank. I can't imagine using this, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any other options. I guess I could Texas rig it, but if we're going for a jig, this is our only option. I don't love this idea here, but we're gonna give it a shot. Yeah, no, it's kind of cool. Pickles, I've never seen it. We're gonna try to throw it on this monster jig head. This feels so wrong. I should be just what I should just be Texas rigging this onto like a different hook. This isn't going well at all, to be honest. I am just murdering this soft plastic. Yeah, no, this was a fail. This isn't. There's no way that soft plastic. No, I just ruined the best little soft plastic I had. Let's see what else we got. We got circle hooks. We don't have any weight. That's the problem. They didn't give us any. Oh, maybe they did give us some slip shot. They didn't give us the correct weight. Okay. Circle hook. Looks like a 2. Maybe we'll get them rigged up a little bit better here. But these hooks are just massive for this. Wrong hooks. Soft plastic looks good. I should be just grabbing a frickin' Ned rig and rigging it how I want. But the only reason why we're not doing that is because we're trying to use the kit. We're trying to see if everything it came with. And all we're really doing here is destroying these soft plastics. We'll give that a little twist there. We're gonna not, hooks are sharp, let's not stab ourselves. Fingers are fucking frozen. 4-letter words are flowing. Not the most beautifulest, but it's a weedless setup. Let's tie it on. I'd sell a kidney for a bullet weight in that kit, but of course not, right? You think $18, they would at least sell you everything you need. And I'm not saying if it wasn't like summertime. Yeah, pickles, and we still out here. I cut their feeding because they're just not there. I was, I had growth fish food for them and was feeding them all summer long. And assuming they stuck around, I was feeding them every day, really fattening them up. You know, the perch specifically. And, okay, we got that tied on. Little tiger, little speed worm. I should probably trim my tail. But they stopped. They stopped feeding probably about a month ago. So I stopped throwing out the food because I just didn't want to waste it. Water levels are real high, so they might be running around up to different ponds and stuff. Come on. Come on. There we go. Well, throw this little jig head around. Hopefully, we gonna put that fishing rod together because I know you're about to. Oof. Gentle. Maybe that bright green dragging through that dark water will really get it popping. I don't love that. I don't love the way it's moving through. What we got? I'll throw this around for a little bit. A little, hopefully. Looks like I don't need my hood anymore. Got a tree removal service going on. Giant man lift. Bloop. Hacking off some limbs. It's supposed to be pretty blustery the next week or so. And that's probably a 80-foot cedar over there. A bunch of these widow makers. kind of overhanging this house, and it looks like they're having them professionally removed. Soil is really sandy, so it's hard to support these larger trees. Incoming. Crazy quackers. Quackers, not crackers. I'd go for some crackers. A little charcuterie. Y'all ever try those garlic Ritz? A little dried salami. I think I might put this little kit back together, and here we go. Sounds like he's using an electric chainsaw. Who the hell uses it? What professional tree removal service uses an electric chainsaw? That's absolutely absurd. Like, can you even call yourself a lumberjack if you're using like battery operated chainsaws? This is 2 days in a row of not catching fish, and I think if I had feelings that they would be hurt. I am gonna go get some breakfast. Thanks for hanging out. Pickles, best moderator around. I appreciate you. If you're watching this after the fact, go ahead and leave me a comment. If you think this kit was worth it, I don't. I absolutely don't think it was worth it. But challenge failed. Can I catch a fish on the Shakespeare fishing kit? Not this time of year. I have a feeling if it was in the fall, the story would have gone a little differently. But this time of year, absolutely not. I got this huge mess to clean up. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, go outside. It's good for your soul. Peace.